There's the bounce. They're all in it. Spencer's got it from Nelson's Bay. It's been socketed through, touched on the way, indicated just the 1 point. That's the first score of the day. So it's Warners Bay starting off with a point. Phillips to kick the ball out for Nelson's Bay. Wynn's held that up in a centre half forward position. They're all up. It's out. Rankin's got the ball. He's put it back in the full forward position. No one, they couldn't get a mark on that one, and she's been pushed through again, forced through for another point. So that's 2 behinds to Warners Bay in the first 3 minutes of the game. Phillips will get this kick out. He'll go out on the right flank. Good kick. Deep out to the right forward flank for Warners Bay. Comes to ground. Oh, yes, he saw that in the back. That's Delaney for Warners Bay. Will take that kick. Oh, poor kick from Delaney. Kicked off the ground by Nelson Bay player. Can't pick up who it is, but she's gone out of bounds and we'll have a throw in. Out on that right forward flank position for Warners Bay. Between each other. Anyway, the ball. Spencer comes out with the ball when it goes to ground. Luff's got it. Puts in the big boot. Oh, the wind's got hold of that. Not going to travel too far. Knock the ground. Scramble on down there. Umpire judge found a free kick in the back. It's going to go to Bird, captain coach of Nelson's Bay. Puts it up. Good mark. Patrick White. He'll take the kick off the centre down to the Nelson Bay forward line. They were up there. Couldn't hold the ball. Ball's on the ground. Kicked out of his hands. Gee, they're into it fairly strongly here. Knocked off by Warners Bay. Warners Bay's got the kick. Back into their forward line. Into the true centre half forward position. Missed the ball, the Warners Bay player. Higgins has got the ball, gets it out. Gone for safety of the flank there. Brooke for Nelson's Bay couldn't control the ball and she's gone out. We'll have another throw in.
What are you doing, Dad?
Commentating the game. There's the throw in there. They're all in it. Ball's on the ground. 3 Warners Bay players go for it. Finally, Luff comes out with the ball and handballs it over. No one can get control of it as yet. It's Brooke for Nelson's Bay, but he's forced the ball out of play. And we're going to have another throw on, this time on the right centre wing. Still slightly in the Warners Bay attacking into the ground. There's a throw in. Milinkovic for Nelson's Bay got that tap. It's pushed down by Warners Bay. And again, the ball's gone out. Well, it's fairly good defensive play, this from Nelson's Bay. As long as they keep that ball on the defensive side, keep working the ball along that flank. It's a negative flank, and it's going to make it fairly hard for Warners Bay to score from there. There's a nice tap from Mark Bain for Warners Bay, but the kick back has gone straight to Luff. That's Troy Luff. Plays on, gets a good kick up onto the true wing on the right wing position. Ball comes to ground off hands. Looked like a trip there. Yes, it's Spencer from Nelson's Bay. He's taken the free kick and he'll go back and have that kick on the true wing position. What will he do with the ball? He's not a big kick. There it goes. It's up towards Bird, but it's a good mark there for Williams, and it's played on from the handball. Good kick back into the centre half forward position for Warners Bay. Ball's bounced through. Phillips knocks the ball out for Nelson's Bay. Warners Bay player. Bain gets it out. Number 8 for Warners Bay. Bigno. He's got it out. Spence gets it. Over to his captain coach in Bird. He dummies. Gets the handball out. Nice work. But the ball's been intercepted by Warners Bay. Nicely knocked down off the foot. They're all into it there. I think we'll find a free kick here. A high tackle, crew tackle from Warners Bay, from Nelson's Bay. There's the kick into the centre half forward position. Missed, should have been marked. Full forward, a nice handball over. Can't do anything with it. Ball goes down and it's pushed around on that boundary by the Nelson Bay player and gone out of bounds in the forward pocket position. The right forward pocket position will have a throw in. Warners Bay losing opportunities here in this first 5-6 minutes of this game. There's the throw in. Good tap. Can't do anything. Warners Bay's got the kick. He's put it in. But no, it's going to be out of bounds on the full in this left pocket position for Warners Bay. Nelson Bay player to take the kick. He'll bring it out this left side of the ground. Oh, it's a poor kick. It was kicked into the man. It's going to be another throw in. Here's the throw in. Milkovich takes the tap for Nelson's Bay. Goes the way of Warners Bay though. He swings out of the pack. It looks good, but he's kicked off. I think he's off, yes. It's only the point. Had the opportunity there, Burge, for Warners Bay to put their first major on the board. Could have steadied a little bit, I thought. Not under too much pressure. Wasting time here, Warners Bay. He's got a strong breeze. It's at least a 5 to 6 goal breeze coming straight down the ground. But it is pushing out to the right-hand side, and that is a very negative flank to get caught up in. And that's the way Nelson Bay are playing it. Phillips to take the kick out. It's a wobbly old punt kick. Goes out there in the forward flank. Touched by the captain, Coach Bird. And saves a free kick going the way of Warners Bay. So we'll have another throw in. Here's the throw in. The two big ruckman up there. Comes out. Nelson's Bay got possession of the ball. It's gone nowhere. There's the kick, a big kick there up in the air by Macey from Warners Bay, their captain. And saved there by the... Oh, he's put it out of bounds on the full. That was bad play by Pettit from Nelson's Bay. Here's a golden opportunity for Warners Bay to put the first major on the board. David Metcalf. Normally a pretty reliable kick too at goals. He's not far out. He's about 15 metres out from goal, but the angle's pretty acute. Here it goes. The left footer swings right across the goals, and I think he's put it out off. Yes, he has. It's out of bounds on the full, and we'll have a kick in by Nelson's Bay. John Sheenan to take the kick there. Here's Sheenan's kick. He'll play it right out of that right-hand flank. Oh, a poor kick. Poor attempt at mark by the Warners Bay player there. The ball's on the ground. There's a pack developed, and John Sullivan can only put the ball down. Well, Warners Bay wasting the opportunity with this breeze. Here's the bounce. Tap Warners Bay way. Tapped on again Warners Bay way. Here's an opportunity. Has he done it? No. Couldn't get it through there. Jansen Dodd that time was clear in front of him. An easy goal sitting for him, but just didn't take the chance to steady. We'll have another kick in. If nothing else, Jeffrey Phillips, Nelson Bay is going to get some kicking practice in this first quarter by the looks of it. Goes for the drop punt. A better to kick this time. And we got someone there. Yes, a Warners Bay player in front. Good mark there. Good strong mark by David Morris. He is a good strong mark too normally. And he finds another player in Mark Delaney. The angle is fairly acute, but if he can judge this breeze all right, again we have a chance for Warners Bay to pick up their first major score. It looks good. It looks good. It's swung around. It's a lovely kick. Yes, he's put it through, and there's Warners Bay. First goal on the board, and Warners Bay now. They go to 1-4. That's 10 points. To Nelson Bay yet to score. And that came up at the 10.5-minute mark of this first quarter. So as you can see, Warners Bay not making the best of this breeze. There's the bounce down by umpire Judd. A good bounce. Warners Bay take the knock. The Nelson Bay player on there. Bird gets the ball, kicks it up into the centre half forward position for Nelson's Bay. Comes to ground. Can the Nelson Bay player get control of it? No, it's come out from Nelson Bay. He gets it over. A good tackle applied by the Warners Bay player. Spencer's in there. Spencer's in the ground. And I think he's been ridden into the ground by the two Warners Bay players. And yes, he's been awarded the free kick. He's gone for the short kick, out. Bird comes, tapped down to Bird. Bird tries to get on the boot, but it's a poor kick. Picked up by the Warners Bay backline player. Puts it out wide on the back flank for Warners Bay. Warners Bay in control of the ball. He can pick that up. Yes, well done. Good kick. Good kick with that breeze. But Phillips is there, judged it nicely and taken the mark. Umpire calls him back. He swings around the mark and gets the ball to the true centre-half forward position. Good mark there by Brook of Nelson's Bay. Nelson's Bay looks a field, but it's a poor kick. Brook comes back. He has to rectify the mistake he just made and does so. But again, the kick's indirect. Goes off to... is that Morris? Morris puts it down into the forward line. Kicked off the ground by a Warners Bay player, but it hasn't found the goals. It's just another point for Warners Bay, so they go to 1 goal 5, 11 points. Oh, I suppose Nelson Bay, they are playing well to keep this down. It could be 5 goals 1. There's the kick out by Phillips. It's a big tall kick. Bird couldn't handle the mark. Warners Bay player gets his handball away. And again, gets his kick to it. Phillips comes out, the better of that. Gets his kick away. Kicks up there. Well, knocked out of by Rankin. Rankin gets his kick. Puts it around. Can he control it? No, the ball's gone out of bounds there, and we're going to have a throw in right in front of the grandstand on this, the left forward flank position for Warners Bay. There's the throw in. No one gets a clear knock on that one. The ball's on the ground, fighting for it. He's called him dropping the ball. Goes to Nelson Bay. Unthank takes the kick. Not a bad looking kick. Is Luff going to take it? Luff, I think, held the mark from behind. Yes, it was a good mark. That's Hayden Luff. Gets the kick up. That wind's holding it up. Bird misses the ball for Nelson's Bay. Number 10 for Nelson's Bay, Patrick White. Good decision. Didn't get rid of it. Well held by the Warners Bay player. There's the Warners Bay kick. Back into their true centre-half forward position. And Mark Delaney awarded that mark or free kick. I'm not sure which one it was. Oh, lovely work there. Beautiful pass and a wonderful mark from Peter Flanagan. Normally a fairly reliable kick, Flanagan. He's about 35 metres out and only on a very slight angle. There's the kick. It's a good looking kick, yes, and there's the second major on the board for Warners Bay, and they go to 2 goals 5, 17 points, and still Nelson Bay yet to score. What time is it? Time? 14. There's a bounce from Sullivan. Good bounce from the umpire. Comes Warners Bay way. Nelson Bay gets the ball. That was Sadler. Gets it around, but it's gone straight to Morgan for Warners Bay. He's come around the mark. Looked across to the centre of the field. And there's a big kick from Warners Bay player. It's gone over the head, but it's bounced the wrong way and been kicked through there by Phillips. Another point on the board for Warners Bay. So that takes them to 2 goals 6, 18 points. Here's the kick out again from Phillips. It's gone out that right wing, right flank again, but it's dropped short. And that's Graham Burge for Warners Bay. Standing right there, couldn't miss it. Ball dropped short. Nelson Bay players not looking for that ball that's dropping short out of that kick from the full back. Good kick from Burge. It's right down to the full forward position. It's play on. It's off hands. Lots of players in it. Phillips knocks it out. Does well. Spencer's coming onto the ball. But nice work there. Nice work from Luke Rankin from Warners Bay. But it only brings up the 1 point. Should have put another major on the board, really. Here's the kick. It's coming out the left flank this side. Oh, nearly a beautiful mark there from the Nelson Bay player. But it wasn't held. These conditions, you should hold them. As a Nelson Bay picked up the free kick then, and he's gone short. Into Luff. Yes, held when he didn't have the ball. Good decision by umpire Sullivan. Troy Luff. He's going to keep working up to that right-hand wing. Ball off hands. Nelson Bay player in Anthony Rogers brings the ball out. Finally gets it across to Clark, who gets the kick down further in Nelson Bay territory. But Warners Bay have got the ball. Back to McGregory Clark. He's taken it. And umpire Judd's given the 50-metre penalty here. And that was a good decision too. Interfered with after he'd taken the mark, and the mark had been awarded. He's taken him the full 50 metres. Well, this is an opportunity now for Nelson Bay to bring up their first score of the day. Here's the kick from Clark. It's a nice looking drop punt. But I think it's been touched. Yes, it has. It's been touched right up there in the forward line. And it registers 1 point and the first score on the board for Nelson's Bay. Kick out quickly from Warners Bay. Found a man sitting all by himself down there in that back flank position for Warners Bay. He cuts it across, but nicely intercepted by Spencer from Nelson's Bay. Puts the ball deep into the forward line and just touched on the line by the Warners Bay position. And we have another point. So 2 quick points. At least they're on the board, so they know they've got a score on the board, Nelson's Bay. Here comes the kick out. He's gone out onto the attacking flank for Warners Bay with this breeze. It's been touched and ran out of bounds, so we'll have a throw in. Umpire Linton throws the ball in. There's a Nelson Bay player. Sadlers gets the ball away. Bird's there. He can't do anything with it. He knocks it out. Spencer's onto it. Spencer pulled off the kick, and she's gone out on the bounce, out of bounce on the full. There'll be a free kick there to Warners Bay, deep in the forward pocket, on the right forward pocket. There's a big torpedo punt back in towards the centre of the ground. No mark, not paid. Play on's a call. Umpire Judge found a free kick there to go to Warners Bay player. Short kick. And pushing, that's what he's called it. Play on was the call. Play the advantage. Beautiful kick there. Touched by Phillips, and it's through for another point. Well, the ball moved very quickly from one end of the ground to the other then. 30 seconds brought it from one end to the other. Here's Phillips. He'll go out the right side. Good kick into this breeze. 2 Warners Bay players and Luff in there. Ball's on the ground. They're rolling it. We'll have to have a ball up, and that's just what umpire Sullivan does. On the right forward flank position for Warners Bay. There's the bounce. Warners Bay. Harrison's got the ball. Kicks it long. Does he kick it straight? We'll have to wait, and he does. Now there's goal number 3 for Warners Bay. Very nice goal there from Harrison. How long have we got? What's time? 20 minutes now. You still rolling? Yeah. Well, it's a 20-minute mark here of the first quarter. Umpire had to put the ball down. There's the bounce down. The ruckmen are up. Warners Bay come out with the ball. Back into their full forward position, centre forward position. Tackle with the ball, calls play on. And rightly so, the ball was knocked straight out of his hands. But it's gone down right next to the left forward pocket position. Right next to the goal post here. And umpire Linton will throw the ball in. There's the ruckman. They're both in it. It's Williams from Warners Bay. And McGregor Clark. Here's an opportunity. It looks nice. No, just off line there for Metcalf from Warners Bay. It looked good, but it must have slipped past just on the right-hand side of the point goalpost there. He brings up the minus score. Warners Bay moved to 3 goals now. 3 goals 9, 27 points to 2 points to Nelson's Bay. They still haven't used this breeze in the first quarter effectively, I don't believe. We'll have to see what Nelson Bay can do with it in the second quarter. He's paid the mark. Phillips put the ball out. Can't pick up the player from Warners Bay. It could be Mark Harrison. Going back, he's going to have a go at this, and he should too with this strong breeze. He'll be 45 metres out. He hasn't got onto as well as he should, but it's right up into the square. And it's been knocked off hands, and it's gone through for another minus score. Warners Bay and Nelson's Bay really need to move this ball out of their forward line, out of their back line, a bit better than what they have been doing. Phillips this time changes direction, brings it out to his left back flank, but the mark's been taken here by Rankin for Warners Bay. A good mark too, especially with Rogers on him. Much taller player. Here goes Rankin's kick. He's normally a good kick, and this one looks good too. And he has, and he's put it right through the middle. And there's another goal on the board. So they're starting to become more effective here, Warners Bay. 4 goals 10. 4 goals 10 to just the sole 2 points on the board for Nelson's Bay. I've really got to get their act together in this kick out from the back line, Nelson's Bay. They're waiting for the long kick. The ball's being held up in the breeze, and their players are not down in front, not prepared for that ball that's dropping short. And here's the bounce from umpire Sullivan. It's going Nelson's Bay. There's going to be a ball up here. The ball's being held by 2 players. It's going nowhere, so umpire Judd comes in and puts the ball down again. Good bounce, good knock there from Mark Bain from Warners Bay. Comes out, Warners Bay player spins around. Well picked up, good kick at goals, but he's offline. It was a good kick then from Blinko. At the distance easy enough, but not quite true on the direction. There's Phillips with a kick out. 24-minute mark of the first quarter. Goes out. Bird marks well on that forward, on the back flank there for Nelson's Bay. Kicks it down to Milenkovic. Milenkovic can't handle the ball. It's gone out of bounds, and we'll have another throw in around there on Nelson Bay, right back flank position. There's the throw in. Bird knocks it on. Warners Bay comes out with the ball, puts it back into their forward pocket position. Not held. And the ball's on the ground. 2 players got hold of it, and umpire Sullivan will come in, and he's going to bounce the ball down. Oh, he puts the ball down in that right forward pocket position. No one gives a hand on the tap. It looks like a Nelson Bay free kick there. Yes. It's Bird for Nelson's Bay, ridden to the ground. There's his kick. Up that right flank. A couple of Warners Bay players flew high there, but no one came down with the ball. Looks like Russell Macey who came out with it, gets it back. Warners Bay player can't hold it. Craig Harrison gets the handball out. Quick kick there from Warners Bay player. No, the umpires let that go and decide to have the throw in. The game hasn't really developed as yet. There's Luff, comes out with the ball, gets the handball away over to Bird. Bird's there with Morris from Warners Bay, but the ball's gone out of bounds again. That breeze is pushing into that pocket. We could see a lot of that today. There's the throw in. Ball's going nowhere in here. Doesn't come out shortly. No, the ball has come out. Warners Bay player hooks it back into the forward line position. Luff's taken the mark and defence for Nelson's Bay. And he'll put it up that right flank again. There he goes. Gets it down to Milenkovic. He kicks on again. Who's he looking for? Number 10. Gets it down to Patrick White. White's taken the ball in the true wing position, the right wing. And he's looking further afield. Gets a good low kick down. Ball not marked, comes to ground. There's a pack of players in there. They've got to get it out of here. And the Warners Bay player didn't do that, and has been penalised accordingly. And there's the Nelson Bay player going to take the free kick on the Nelson Bay forward flank position. Good long kick, gets it up there. And no Nelson Bay players there to take the mark. Looks like Mark Bain. He takes the kick, puts it back on the wing position for Warners Bay. But Nelson Bay back up well, trying to run that ball back up again. Good handball, out to Luff. He gets the short pass across, a bit too long for his player. Handball out by the Warners Bay player. Nelson Bay gets it out. It's still a very scrappy game and it hasn't developed well yet. They'll probably settle down in the second quarter. And, you know, we could see a better standard of game once both teams settle down a bit. Good kick from Warners Bay, bring it out to their wing, and that's the end of the first quarter. And that, as I said, game. Well, here we are at the start of the second quarter. The teams are out, ready to go. Umpire Sullivan will put the ball down, and we'll see what Nelson Bay can do with this strong wind. It's 4 goals, 11 Warners Bay, 35 points to Nelson's Bay, 2 points. It'll be interesting to see what Nelson Bay can do with this very strong breeze here. There's the siren. And there's the whistle, and here's the ball down. South Australian bounce by umpire Sullivan, just what I expected from it too. Went nowhere, and the ball has gone down. Came out from Warners Bay and straight to Mark Bain. He'll take the kick at centre half forward for Warners Bay. The wind's taken that right away, but Luff's got the ball for Nelson Bay. Long kick down that wing. Very good kick. The race is on here. Mead's got it. Got the ball out. Nelson Bay tapped it along. Call play on by the umpire. There's a pack of players in there on that right wing. And umpire Judd's going to go in there and he'll bounce the ball down. There's the bounce down. Beautiful bounce. Using the correct style of bouncing, but the tap from the ruckman has put the ball out of bounds, and umpire Linton, the boundary umpire, is going to put the ball in. Here goes the throw in. 2 ruckmen go up. It's Williams and Milenkovic. The ball's been forced along and gone Warners Bay way a little on that right wing. There's the throw in again. Milenkovic and Williams got it that time. It's come to ground. No one can get it. Spencer's in there for Nelson's Bay. Pack of players coming in there. Ball comes out, of course, but just at the same time as the umpire decides that he'll have a bounce up here. Umpire Judd. Ruck contests have been pretty even. That time Milenkovic gets the tap. It's gone out, but there's been a free kick found here. It's gone to Spencer from Nelson Bay. Too high in the tackle. Good call. Nelson Bay player can't hold it. They're in there. Get it off the ground. Nelson Bay need to get that ball out. There's a free kick that has been found. It's gone the way of Warners Bay. Burge, I think that was. He's pushed it down. The Warners Bay player have a lot of trouble getting this ball out, but he does finally get the handball away to his player. Puts the small kick down. There's Denham. Denham gets the kick up. Nice little handball over there. Follows up. I think that's Bain. But Nelson Bay come away with the ball this time. Through Higgins. Higgins puts it down. Bird takes the ball. He'll go long and he'll look for one of his forwards. Gets it down there into the centre half forward position. Luff's in there. Warners Bay come out through Robert Mead. Nelson Bay player. Yes, held when he didn't have the ball. 49. I haven't got him marked. I think it... I don't know, I'd like to think... Yes, push there, definitely. No doubt about it. Warners Bay player not going for the ball, and White's taken the free kick. Yeah, one player running straight at him and one from behind. He had no opportunity then. It had to be paid the free kick, and he was. Here's the kick, about 35 metres out, slight angle. He's gone with the breeze. He's normally a good kick. Has he? Yes, he's put it right through the middle. So, use of this breeze is going to be a big factor in this game, and Nelson Bay notch up their first goal. First major score for Nelson Bay in this 3.5 minutes into the second quarter. Now the score is Warners Bay 4 goals 11, 35 to Nelson's Bay 1 goal 2, 8 points. Umpire Sullivan to put it down. He's going to use the orthodox method of bouncing the ball this time, and a much better bounce. Milinkovic comes out with it. Luff's in there, but finally it comes out by the way of Macey from Warners Bay. Gets out on the wing, and Metcalf takes the mark. He'll go short and low. Doesn't come off. Should have been marked there by the Nelson's Bay player. He gets it out. Brook can't do anything with it. It's gone to ground. We have a pile up here again. An umpire Judd can't do anything else but go in and put the ball down. On the right-hand wing for Warners Bay. There's the tap out. Milinkovic got the hit, but it looks like Spencer's taken the ball from that tap, and he's run across the line, and the boundary umpire is going to have a throw-in. There's the throw-in on the right-hand wing. Milinkovic, good tap from him. Goes the way of Nelson Bay. Macey's in there. Looked like he could have been held, but nothing paid. Comes out to Spencer. Spencer gets it out again. Gets his kick away. Bird's in there. Ball's on the ground. No one's doing anything with it. Not tapping it out. And I think, yes, had the opportunity, the Warners Bay player. That was forward. Had the chance to knock the ball out. Didn't do it. Pulled it into himself. And Patrick White had him by the jumper. Pulled him back, did the right thing, and had to be given the free kick. Warners Bay players don't like it. And there's the kick from White. Normally a very good kick, and again brought up their second major. So that you can see they within range of Warners Bay, especially at the end of the third quarter. It's the game, it's the quarter that wins and loses games, they say. There goes the bounce down by Judd. Puts the ball up. Spence knocks it on a bit further. Morgan can't do anything with it, but it finally comes out to Rankin. Rankin gets it down. Marked there by Harrison. Harrison gets the kick on. There's two Harrisons out here. As balls come to ground at centre forward for Warners Bay. And it's going to be a ball up. Players holding the ball down. And by Sullivan puts the ball down in Warners Bay centre half forward position. There's a tap out. Ball comes to ground. Macey's got it. Knocks the ball out. Gets it out. Comes to Luff from Nelson's Bay. He gets onto it. Big kick. Bird's there. Can't control it. Warners Bay player falls over. White's there. Taps it out. Goes out to Williams. Williams gets a kick into the centre. Metcalf's after the ball. He's still got it. Gets the small kick up. Not marked. Nelson Bay player has it. He's going to get penalised if he doesn't come back. He called the play on now. There's the kick. Goes out onto that poor kick from the Nelson Bay player. Goes straight into the hands of Mark Delaney. Delaney goes straight up the ground. Milinkovic there, but it looks like a good mark. It is to the Warners Bay player. Number 5. That's Craig Harrison. Craig Harrison gets the ball up in the centre half forward position. Luff comes over the top, punches the ball down. Spencer picks the ball up, puts it down, straight down the centre. White's onto the ball. He's got it. Spins out, spins around. Gets the handball out wide to a running player. That's better football. That's good football. And unfortunately, it only brings up a minor score. That's the best bit of football we've seen this game. And that's the sort of football, hopefully, that both teams will settle down to. There's the kick out. Nice kick out from Deverell. Gets it out there to Metcalf. Nelson Bay player gets well tackled. That was Sadler. Comes out. A couple of players having a skirmish there as the ball goes out into the right-hand wing. It's out there in the right wing, and we're going to have a throw in there from the boundary umpire. There's a throw in. Bird gets up there and gets the ball out, but it comes to a Warners Bay player. Ball goes straight up in the air. No one's got it at the moment. Calls play on. Luff has the ball. He gets it out but misses it. Warners Bay player kicks it down. There's Denham. He can't do anything with it. Warners Bay player tackled well. The ball's held into him, and rightly so, umpire Sullivan calls the ball up. Puts the ball down. It's at the 9-minute mark of the second quarter, and it's in the Warners Bay forward line. Calls play on, not 10 I think. Didn't cover the yardage. There's Mark Delaney, gets his boot up into the full forward position. And I think umpire Sullivan, yes, looked like he was too high on his back, and he's found the free kick there for the Warners Bay player. Can't tell his number. That's Robert Burge for Warners Bay. It's not that far out. He's only 35 metres, but kicking into a very stiff breeze. That's a nice kick, though. It is a nice kick. And that's the first major we've seen into this strong breeze. Warners Bay points. Well, that's the sort of thing that Nelson Bay didn't need at this 10-minute mark of the second quarter. Umpire Judd puts the ball down in the middle. Milinkovic is up there with Williams. Neutral knockout. Bird's got the ball now. Hooks it over around on his right foot. Brings it down to the centre-half forward position. White can't handle it, but he's got a runner in Sadler who hooks the ball deeply down. The ball's been touched before it goes out, and we'll have a throw in. Deep in the right forward pocket for Nelson's Bay. They've got to capitalise on this throw in here, and they'll need to get another score on the board. There's a throw in. Milinkovic, he's up there, takes the tap. Spencer's in there. He's got hold of it. He spins around. He's shafted through a couple of players. I don't know how he got through there, but excellent work. That was tremendous roving from Spencer. Great play, and put it through for a major. And that was what Nelson Bay really did need. 11.5 minute mark. This is the second quarter. So Nelson Bay now move along to 3 goals, 3, 21 points. 5 goals, 11. Warners Bay, 41 points. And this game's starting to improve a great deal. It's nowhere as scrappy as in that first quarter. Teams are starting to sort themselves out, get the running game going. And I think we're into for a very good afternoon's entertainment here. Umpire Judd puts the ball down in the centre. No one gets the knock away. So one of the Warners Bay players has been held in that scrimmage there in the centre. Umpire Sullivan's found the free kick. Too high. And Robert Burge to take the free kick. Puts it up. Can't get his hands to it. Denham. Ball comes to ground. Knocked the ball out. He's holding the ball. Holding the man. Decision goes away of Warners Bay, and he gets it across. And there we see Mark Delaney for Warners Bay. He's a long way out. Wouldn't make the distance in this wind. But he'll put it up there to give his forwards a chance. Ball probably swing away to the right. It's not a bad looking kick, but falls short. Doesn't look like anyone gets a hand on it. Oh, Warners Bay, Nelson Bay player gets it, kicks it out to that wing. We've got Rankin out there all by himself. Gets around Nelson Bay player, puts it back deep into that full forward position. Players are up. Umpire Sullivan's found and paid the mark. And it's going to... no, he hasn't. He hasn't found a mark. I thought he'd indicate that. I think he's found that both players had their hands on the ball when he's going to put a bounce up, and that's what he does. There it is. No one gets to knock away. Ball's on the ground. We're at the 13-minute mark, and we'll put the ball down here at just out from the goals for Warners Bay. Rucks are up, comes to ground. Again, the ball's been sort of stuck in there. We're going to see a lot of this, I think. And umpire Sullivan will put down another bounce. There it goes. No one gets the clear tap out. It goes the way of Nelson's Bay. Metcalf gets the ball, hooks it back. Hits the point post on the left-hand side. Umpire indicates that, and we'll have a free kick, or a kick into play, out on the full. And we'll see Andrew Higgins bring the ball in for Nelson's Bay. There's the kick, down that forward flank. Looked like a nice mark there to David Brook, and the mark is paid by umpire Sullivan. Here's the kick, down the right wing, left wing I should say. Nelson Bay player in front there, and Luff, I'd say he's pushed him right in the back. Yeah, Hayden Luff, no doubt, but he's played the advantage. He said play on. There's a little chip over, goes there. 17's got it. He called play on. Yes, very well called too. Made the move to handball the ball. That was silly play there by Ashley Bellman. Very ridiculous play. He either had to play on straight away or get the handball out. Excellent decision by umpire Judd. The ball, he got his kick to it, but that's all he did. It was touched from the Warners Bay player. The kick comes back into play. Goes out onto that forward back flank. Here's Bird. He collects the ball for Nelson's Bay and brings it back. It's running around there. Spencer's got it. He's a tenacious little player. Spencer, yes, too high from the Warners Bay player. Very crude tackle on Spencer. And Spencer's picked up the free kick. Spencer normally wouldn't make this distance, even with this breeze. He's not a long kick. Not a long kick. They need a goal at the 15-minute mark. He's going to go for the distance. He's hoofed into it. It hasn't been touched, but it wasn't direct either. And it's just a point. Just the minor score recorded. John Deverill to bring the kick out here for Warners Bay. Goes out the same side. They're playing that right-hand flank. Gets it out there to Metcalf. Metcalf swings it around to the wing. He's looking for Morgan. Morgan can't control the ball. Nelson Bay picks the ball up. He puts it across to Bird in the centre. Bird normally does something with him, but this time well tackled. And there's Macey coming in to help out. Gets the ball a little bit further on for Warners Bay. Handball over, kick along. But straight to a Nelson Bay play. He should go heavy and kick long. He does, but White's not in front. Nicely played there by Ford. Ford gets the kick down, but it goes to Hayden Luff. Good mark, good mark. And he'll kick this ball long, I think. And he's giving him a 50-metre penalty. Yes, Warners Bay player come right over the mark then. He's come right over the mark. Well, 50-metre penalty. It puts him right in the square. Luff tried to have his kick then, but the Warners Bay player interfered with him. And there's the kick from Luff. He couldn't have missed from that distance, and he's put it right through the middle. Well, Nelson Bay now moved to 4 goals 5. And they've put that on the... I think they've put the wrong... I think someone's having a bit of a joke up on the scoreboard. They've just taken Warners Bay off and put Walls End up. And Nelson Bay, as I say, they moved to 4 goals 5 to Warners Bay 5 goals 11. It's pretty poor kicking from Warners Bay.
Pick up the ball!
There goes the announce down by Judd. Comic situation here. He was having a bit of training trouble at training the other night, holding a football too, was umpire Judd. Anyway, it comes out with a luff, gets a big kick. Big kick. I don't know if it was touched. Was it touched? Yes, it was. The Warners Bay player. Really good effort there by Deverill to get his hand to that. And well picked up by umpire Williams in the goals. Well, that would have made things interesting for Nelson Bay to bring that goal down. Here's the kick out from Deverill. It comes out the left-hand side this time. Good kick. It finds teammate in Harrison. That's Craig Harrison. He's going to continue up that side. Who's looking for Williams, I think it is. I'm sorry, no, that's Morris. Ball's gone back. Williams has got the ball now. Williams has got the ball. It's full forward, centre forward position for Nelson's Bay. He's gone down. And the fight's on here. They're all onto it. They're all onto it. They're into it here. They're really into it. Boy, Jesus, she's on. She's on for young and old. She's on for young and old here, I tell you. That fight's all over the place. She is really on. And that was a Nelson Bay player, in my opinion, that started that. It really was. That was a Nelson Bay player. He elbowed him. That was a Nelson Bay player, yes, and they're really into it here. Yes, and even the trainers are into it now. They're all into it, the whole lot of them. There's players out all over the place. Well, it's not good for Aussie rules, I can tell you, but they're really into it. Everyone's in there. There's even spectators are out there now. Spectators, players, trainers. It's quite disgusting. And the whole thing was started, in my opinion, by Peter Flanagan then. Elbowed Bird right in the face after he'd taken the mark. Elbowed him right in the face. Clearly elbowed him right in the face. And umpire and Bird retaliated. That was the bad thing to do as the captain coach of Nelson Bay. But he retaliated and punched Flanagan for his efforts right in the face for that. And after that, it was an all-in-all. As we can see, we've got players all over the place. And it looks like one of the Nelson Bay players has badly injured his leg. And he's going to be brought off by a stretcher. And at this time, we're going to stop the game. And what's disgusting there is to see trainers and officials from clubs involved in that. And one of them was, I believe, a Warners Bay official. Shouldn't have been in it at all. What's that Warners Bay official? Paul, do you know him? That guy that got rubbed out for all that time. Do you know what his name is? Well, I'm not sure what's happened here, but umpire Judd's given a 50-metre penalty for some reason or other. And that's taken Flanagan right down. Knocked him over, and Sullivan's done the right thing, and he's given him a 50-metre penalty. That will bring him right back to the centre. And so he should have too. Yeah, I think some free kicks will need to be meted out pretty swiftly and pretty quickly here by these umpires if they're going to keep control of this situation. There's the kick. I think that's Phillips who's put the ball down there. And White, another good mark to White. And White, the main goal kicker here for Nelson's Bay, the top player, and hopefully he'll put this right through the middle. I say hopefully because it was a good kick, a good mark, and deserves a goal. And he's done that, and he's put it right through. And that's 5 goals 5 now to Nelson's Bay. So they're keeping level with Warners Bay. Warners Bay poor kicking, 5 goals 11, 41. You don't know that guy's name, do you? Michael? Michael, you don't know that guy's name from Warners Bay, the bloke with the sunglasses. You don't know that Nelson Bay bloke. You know, the guy with the beard and the sunglasses?
Yeah.
You know, he's scruffy looking bloke. He was sitting up here abusing everyone, all the umpires. He was a guy who got rubbed out for about 18 months for breaking Dave Manson's jaw or something a couple of years ago.
Oh,
yeah. Ferguson. Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to think of his name, but it was Ferguson. Carl Ferguson, the player from Warners Bay, who I think is an official or a player in their reserve team that came on and got stuck into that fight with all those players. And that's something the league would have to look at. Anyway, Nelson Bay got the ball from that centre bounce, and it's Luff that brings it back to the centre. And a magnificent mark there by his younger brother, Hayden Luff, right in the middle of the ground. He swings around, gets the short kick out, goes towards Spencer. Spencer can't control the ball, but taps it on to another player for Nelson. Now he goes long, and he's off direction. Well, that was a chance there for Nelson Bay. Had the chance, was running directly at goal, no pressure on him, but just couldn't finish off that good run down of play from Nelson's Bay. Here's the kick out from Deverell. He puts it out on the right flank. Players up, but no one there. 16. That's Burge for Warners Bay. He gets the ball out. There's Bird for Nelson's Bay. Gets the big handball out. Does that a lot. There's Mead. He's in there on the ground, fighting away for the ball, but it's going to be a ball up here. Umpire Sullivan to put the ball down. There's the bounce. Nelson Bay take that tap, but it's gone straight to Metcalf. He hooks the ball around. Poor kick under pressure. Birds picked it up for Nelson's Bay. He gets it down. Goes the way of Spencer, but very good punch out there by Blinko for Warners Bay. And that ball's gone out on the full of a Nelson Bay free kick. So we'll have David Brook for Nelson Bay to bring the ball back into play from that out of bounce on the full. And with some time out, this game probably will go for about, this quarter should probably go about 30 minutes, and we're at the 25-minute mark here. So it's that player number 49. I'm not sure what his name is because he's not listed down on the in the record. He puts it into the centre half forward position. Nelson Bay, a Warners Bay player, picks it. He gets it down. Mark Harrison gets the ball across. He gets it on to Russell Macey. Macey goes long in it. Good kick in the Warners Bay's forward, full forward line. But Warners Bay, Nelson Bay player cannot control the ball. I think that's Phillips. And it finally comes out, comes away over Nelson's Bay player. He had to get rid of it. He said he's taken too long. You reckon the umpire said he had his chances? Stephen Blinko now for Warners Bay. He's played off around the mark, gets the kick. Good kick into the forward line. But Luff's there. I think it's Luff. Is that Luff? Yeah. Hayden Luff. Yeah, he'll kick long out of that forward line, and he does. Brings it right down to the true centre position. White's up, can't control the ball, but he comes out with it somehow. Nelson Bay player gets it, hooks it around. It's down to Nelson. Spencer's onto it. Can he control it though? Gets around. A little kick. Oh, and hits the goalpost. Wow, he tried everything then. He fought hard for the ball, but just couldn't finish it off. It looked like she was going to squeeze there through there for a second. It was good work by Sadler to get it down there. Here's the kick out from Deverell. Goes short. It's a good pass. It's gone straight to Andrew Harrison. Andrew Harrison puts it up this left flank. Goes the way of Bird. Comes all over the top of Bird. That was Williams from Warners Bay. Came all over the top of him. And had to be a free kick and was paid by Sullivan. There's Bird. He'll go long, I think. He goes away White, and White's pulled in a magnificent mark. Well, he really is doing well, Patrick White. Really is having a great game in the forward line for Nelson's Bay. And here's Pat White lining up. He's about 35 metres out, dead in front. There's the kick. The umpire doesn't move. And umpire Williamson indicates that it's Major is on the board. And there we go. Well, that's 6 goals, 7 now for Nelson's Bay. And 5 goals, 11 for Warners Bay. So, Nelson Bay have hit the front by 2 points at the 28-minute mark of the second quarter. And it's really going to be interesting to see how well Warners Bay can go in the third quarter, because if Nelson Bay, I believe, can keep Warners Bay within striking distance at the end of that third quarter, it could turn out to be a very, very interesting last quarter of football. There's the unknown player, gets it across to Bird with a nice handball. Bird puts it down to White. White, can he control the ball? He's been slung to the ground by I think it's Shepherd, when he never had control of the ball, and he's been paid the free kick there by umpire Judd. No, it wasn't Shepherd, it was Ford, Gavin Ford, who applied that crude Shepherd to White. He's a long way out, 50 metres out. Here goes the kick. He's gone for the torpedo punt. I'm sorry, yes, but it's dropped right into the hands of Robert Mead from Warners Bay. Didn't seem to be any Nelson Bay players there waiting for that kick. Mead puts it out onto the right, and White has a go at it again. Can't control the ball, can't take the mark, but it slips out the handball straight to the Nelson Bay player. He can't kick through from that pretty acute angle and puts it through for a point. I don't think Nelson's Bay are going to be too worried about that. The main thing is they're putting a score on the board, and they're keeping it in their forward line. And while it's in their forward line and against this very strong breeze, it gives them the chance at the 29-30 minute mark of this quarter, possibly there might be time for them to pick up another goal. There's the kick, a nice kick out there from Deverill. Finds one of his players, he puts it down, and we see Warners Bay trying to move the ball through Metcalf along their forward flank, up past their wing, into their forward area. Nelson Bay there, knocked it on. Luff's in there. Oh, I think, yes, in the back of the Warners Bay player. Plays the advantage, play on. And there was no doubt about that, there was a Shepherd there on the Warners Bay player. And that's Mark Delaney to take the kick. He going for the ball. And I think it was Phillips that interfered with him a good 10 or 12 metres before the ball even got within his vicinity. There's the kick. It looked like it's been pushed off his foot, and it has, the umpire indicates that it's a 1 point only. Well, I think Warners Bay would have expected something better from that kick. A goal would have seen them pretty comfortable at half time in this game. That wasn't to be. Here's the kick out from Luff. It's a big kick. It must travel at least 60 metres, comes right under the wing, knocked forward by Nelson Bay. Nelson Bay still playing, that's Hayden Luff, tapping the ball in front of him, comes out. He's got control of it there. That's Morris for Warners Bay. The ball's on the ground again, and there's the siren. That ends the half-time, second quarter. And at half-time, we see Warners Bay 5 goals 12-42, the Nelson Bay 6 goals 8-44.
Right, that's it. You're doing a good job, Dave.
Oh.
He's just getting them off the field, and then he'll turn it off and turn it over.
Nice. I was going to do that. Oh, don't worry, it just turned off now.
This is Russ Hartley, a stand-in commentator. Nelson Bay moves the ball forward and it's taken, mark taken there by Warners Bay. Big high kick to centre half forward. Warners Bay wait for the ball to come to ground. This could be a kick off the ground in the goal square. Oh, it's tied up. Umpire's ball. It's knocked through for 1 point.
Give it back to the real commentator.
The real commentator's now got a mouthful of chicken, so he can't talk to you. Ooh, bang, right in the back of the head to Spencer. He looks for a lead. It's a short kick forward. The big fella takes it. Yeah. He plays on. Kicks it out to the flank. Nice mark there. This wind's playing a big factor in the game. He was off. He was off. Oh, come on, Sully. Yep. Around the neck to Nelson's Bay, yes, from behind. Oh, early shepherding there by Nelson's Bay. Wasn't seen by the umpire. Oh, that wind's holding it up. And Miligovic takes another one. That's a better kick into the wind. More penetration, they need it. Here comes Warners Bay. Oh, off hands, out of bounds. He dropped it. Terrible play. Kicks it out to the wing where the mark's taken by Nelson's Bay. Pushes it up into the half forward line for Nelson's Bay, and there's a few runners there, but nobody can pick the ball up. It's knocked out of the pack. Here they come. Hand pass out there, but the wind dragged it away again to Hayden Luff, and he didn't want to do anything with it and got it knocked out of his hands, and here it comes back to centre wing, and it's play on from Warners Bay. Good tackle there, not allowing him to get a good kick in. He throws the ball away, Breaks it, no, Warners Bay breaks a tackle, nice hand pass, he steadies. Straight through the middle. That's why you got to kick goals when you got the wind behind, isn't it, though? Steady it, put her on the boot. Ineffectual ruck, but Warners Bay come out with the ball, and it's kicked down into the forward area. It's rolling into the square, off the shins of Nelson's Bay, through for a point. Up to your right, though. Oh, dragged down whilst going for the mark. It looks like he's going to have a shot from this distance. It's a long kick, but the wind's over his right shoulder. Oh, he threw the ball in the air. No, won't make the distance. Knocked out of bounds. Round the neck. Ooh, that was close. He ducked in time. Nelson's Bay bringing it round the dead flank. Oh, it's out of bounds. On the full.
Where's the ball?
What ball? You watch here. Watch here. You'll see it better. Trouble with the cameraman. Excuse me. We're back into the game again. Umpire wants the ball. Sully's going to bounce it. Nelson's Bay trying to go forward. Yes, there's a loose man out there on the flank. Touches it on the ground, gets his kick in. Dropped after the kick. Can't take the mark, and Warners Bay kick it out. Here come Nelson's Bay again. Oh, bad hand pass right to Warners Bay, but good tackle there. Oh, good, strong, hard tackling. Finally, Warners Bay get it out. Oh, and he's dropped the hand pass. And here comes Spencer. Spencer for Nelson's Bay. Who's going to make this good mark to Warners Bay? And he plays on. Kicks it out onto the attacking wing. They got the wind behind them from here. They've only got to kick it. All they have to do is kick it. Now they got possession. It's a big low kick. Oh, nice, and almost took the mark. Comes out of the pack. And here we go. He's all clear, and he lets it go, and it's through for a goal. Does the senior commentator want to take back over?
Get myself a drink. Standing commentator on the camera?
Yes. Actually, football.
Football feeling that awesome.
You're right.
So here we are, and we're back with the game, and we're heading Nelson Bay's way. They've moved the ball into their forward line. As our guest commentator, Russ Taylor, hands it over to me. And I'm David Mustard, bringing you this commentary here, the 1988 Newcastle Football League Grand Final. Nelson Bay against Warners Bay. And at the moment, we see Warners Bay back in the lead, 56 points to 45. Warners Bay just about to bring the ball out of their back line, heading towards the centre. Here it is in the centre of the ground. Warners Bay have got the runners there, but Bird's there for Nelson Bay. He's picked up the ball nicely. Got the trip, and he's been paid for that as well. Ball comes back to Bird on the wing, on the right wing. That's the attack. That's the negative wing over there. Warners Bay takes that mark. That's Macey, I think it is. But it's gone to Nelson Bay play. He puts it back into the Nelson Bay forward line. There's Luff, gone through. He fights hard for the ball. Ball comes out. Big kick there from the Nelson Bay player. And to full back, I think it's Denham brings the ball out. They're all in it. Spencer's in there. Gets it out to his player in Unthink. He can't do anything with it. Ball's on the ground. Warners Bay players throwing themselves at this ball desperately. Desperate to get the goals on the board in this third quarter with a strong win. She's out there on the attacking flank in Nelson Bay side of the centre. Ball brought down the wing. Luff can't control it. Nelson Bay player tries to get it out. Williams tries. Goes to Nelson Bay. Dillon gets the kick out. And it's gone right straight to the Nelson Bay captain in Bird. Captain coach for Nelson Bay, indicating that he's going to go big in this breeze. Kicks it long and low. There's the ball. Goes up. Luff can't hold it. Taken away there by Macey, Warners Bay. Gets it down. We see Delaney, Mark Delaney onto it. But also with him was Andrew Higgins from Nelson's Bay. Knocked each other out of the way. The ball's on the ground. 4 or 5 players in there. And Warners Bay free kick, but he's called play on. The Warners Bay player brings it into the goal line. Phillips is in a better position. He can't touch the ball. And he knocks it through. Oh, that was a bit casual there of Phillips and Nelson Bay. Higgins only had, Denham only had to get his boot to that ball. There's the kick out, goes straight up the centre, goes out to Milenkovic. Yeah, Milenkovic has got the ball in the centre forward position. Doesn't go too long, gets it up there, off hands, nicely taken there by Rogers. Rogers gets it across to Luff. Luff puts it down, but Warners Bay playing in front in their back line. Bring the ball out. Oh, Spencer, good play there by Spencer. Still right there, Spencer's in it still. Warners Bay players, there's a pile up of players there, about 25 metres out, dead in front of the Nelson Bay goals, and umpire Judd, rightly so, decides to bounce the ball and open this pack up. There goes the bounce down. Milenkovic is up there, contested with... It's gone the way of Warners Bay here. Can't pick up the player, but he's going to swing the ball out onto the attacking flank. And the Warners Bay player, looks like Deverill, takes the kick, but well played there by Rogers, Nelson's Bay. Shepherds that ball down. And again, that's excellent football by Rogers. Unfortunately, he's done the wrong thing here. He's gone right into the back of the Warners Bay player and given away the free kick after all that hard work. Well, here comes the kick from Warners Bay. Looks across and he finds Burge. Burge now goes across into the middle of the ground. He's found another Warners Bay player. Gets a long kick down. Oh, a hand was in the back of him, but the umpire wouldn't have seen that. He was coming straight down the field. And that was good work by Bellman. It wasn't Bellman, I'm sorry. It was Sheehan. Sheehan worked that ball out of play. Here goes the throw in, right in front of us here in the commentary position in front of the main grandstand. Luff takes the knock, gets it across to Phillips. Phillips handballs the ball. It's the best thing he could have done in that situation. Handballed it through for a minor score towards Warners Bay. Warners Bay go to 7-16. That's a lot of points. 58 to Nelson Bay 6-9-45. And here's the kick out from Phillips. Goes out that dead flank. And I think it's going to be out on the full. Well, that wasn't such a good kick because Warners Bay now in a position to bring that ball back, right back into their full forward position. Flanagan's there with Phillips. Looks like there's been a couple of positional changes here. Flanagan wasn't originally playing in that position. Warners Bay had Denham in there, but he might have moved out to centre half forward. Ball's come back, and again, it's just been pushed through for a minor score for Warners Bay. Well, the longer they can keep this ball dead, the longer they can keep goals off the scoreboard, then the better the chances are for Nelson Bay in that last quarter. Breeze shows no sign of abating here. There's the kick out by Phillips. Better kick this time, but very good mark there to Mark Bain. Mark Bain, long lanky player with Warners Bay. He goes back. It's a good looking kick, but I think it's going to be, yes, it's offside and gone through for the minor score. Phillips brings it out to this left side this time. Finds a player in Sheehan. Sheehan's around the mark. Poor kick. Macey comes over the top and puts the knock in there. Metcalf can't handle the ball. Flings a player off the ball. Another minus score. And that was Tamplin for Warners Bay, who got that kick in. Not a very good kick of that. Phillips can't decide, but in the end goes out on the right flank, goes out towards his captain coach. He can't hold it. Comes to ground. A lot of players down in there. Number 23, Sheehan, gets his boot to the ball, sockers along the ground. Knocked out there by Burge. And over to Bird. Bird puts it down. Looking for Troy Luff to run onto the ball. He does so. Gets a good handball out. Goes out the way of Lowe. Lowe gets another good handball out. Looks like it's White. He's all by himself. He can run. And he gets the good kick in. Spencer's on the ground, but not in the right position. The ball knocked out by Denham. Was it Denham or Deverell? Deverell it was. Over to Spence. Spencer's going to get tackled, but he gets his handball away. Spencer's back on it again. They're all down there throwing themselves on the ball, and in the end, it's not going anywhere, and umpire Judd decides that he'll bounce it up. Bounce it up on this, the left forward pocket, left forward flank area for Nelson's Bay. There goes the bounce. That's McGregory. Clark gets it. There's a kick, and I tell you what, he got onto that, went with the breeze, and it's straight through the middle, and that's what Nelson Bay did desperately need. They needed a goal into this strong breeze. And I think from memory, that's the first goal that Nelson Bay have kicked into the breeze, and couldn't have come at a better time for them. 17-minute mark of the third quarter. Warners Bay 7-19-61 to Nelson Bay 7-9. A lot better kicking from Nelson Bay than from Warners Bay. 51 points. There's only 10 points separating these teams, so Nelson Bay are doing the job. They're keeping in contact with them. There's McGregor Clark, but Williams got the tap down. Comes the way of Nelson's Bay. Dillon gets a short kick out there on the ground, but Spencer's picked the ball up. Goes for the pass, looking up there for White. White knocks it over the top. He's come back onto the ball. He's being chased hard, but he gets the handball away. Comes away of Blinko for Warners Bay. He gets it down, finds his captain in Macey. Macey runs round through the centre, gets the big right foot kick onto it, knocks it down, and Luff pulls in the one-hander. A wonderful mark there from Troy Luff. That's what you need in defence. Excellent. Gets the kick out, goes out the right-hand side. And nice mark there taken. Finds Sadler. Sadler gets the ball down onto the right wing. And doesn't go the way of his player, though. Goes into Morgan, who gets it over to Tamplin. Tamplin brings it down into Warners Bay forward pocket area. Warners Bay player, yes, he finally gets hold of it, but tackled. He's back on the ball again. That's Graham Burge, 22's up. Warners Bay player, that's Denham, swings around his left boot, puts his foot to it, but just can't get the goal in the right direction and gets it through just for the minus score. Or is it the minus score? No, he's put it out, a bounce on the fall. So we'll have Troy Luff bring the ball back into play on this right forward pocket. There's the kick. Good kick. It's going to hold up in the breeze. Pack of players up there. It's come to ground. Still on the ground there. Can't get it out. Needs to be knocked out. Nelson Bay player got it. It's going nowhere. It's come across the face of the goals. But picked up again by McGregor Clark, who gets it up. Good mark there by Hayden Luff. Near the centre of the ground. He goes down. 25 for Nelson's Bay. That's Rogers. Does good things with it. Gets it across to his captain coach in Bird. Bird onto White. White. He's down there on the ground with Morgan. Gets it out to Bird. Bird steadies, has a little look across, sees Spencer all by himself. Long way out. But he pays on. Goes for the kick. It's a poor kick. And it's out to Sadlier. Sadlier should do something with it. He's a good long kick, this boy, when he gets onto him. Gets it across. Oh, and well judged mark. Well taken there by Bellman for Nelson's Bay. He's about 35 metres out. He's got the wind blowing across him. And if he heads for that left hand upright, the ball should drift across there. And he could, oh, terrible kick. right off the side of the boot. Shocking. The Sadley is there. He'll try and no. Dropping the ball. Well caught, well tackled by the Warners Bay player. And didn't do anything with it. And Warners Bay player in Scott Morgan takes that free kick. Brings it across, not marked. Nelson Bay player comes out with it. Handball's out to Spencer. Spencer tries to get it over to Unthink, but Unthink can't do anything with it. Comes out of the Warners Bay player. He tries to get it over to Flanagan. Flanagan misses it, but it's picked up by... can't pick him up. But it has to go to Flanagan. Flanagan held there by Troy Luff when he didn't have the ball. He's going to go... Oh, doesn't head straight towards the goals. Heads out. And in the end, the ball's pushed out there by Sheehan. Poor play there by Flanagan. There's the throw-in right in front of us here. Gregor Clark gets it down. Phillips gets it out. Gets a nice handball across. Dillon gets the ball out, but it's gone straight to a Warners Bay player. That's Rankin. Rankin puts it down. Nelson Bay cover up. Going to bring it out of their back line. Goes short. Not a good wise thing to do. 49. Gets it out. Tries to knock it onto his captain, but only gets it across to Metcalf. Metcalf tackle well by Bird. Trying to knock the ball out. Still in there. Luff comes in. It's Hayden Luff. Finally gets it down that left wing. But it's going to be marked by Williams, it is, for Warners Bay. Williams on the wing. He should go for the centre of the ground. Long torpedo kick. Comes down. McGregor Clark trying to handle it. Finally gets hold of it. Handballs it back to Luff. Luff should have grabbed the ball, but luckily he had Unthank there. Not 10 metres. Macey gets his foot to the ball. And Flanagan right there. Flanagan managed to get his hands on that ball and keep hold of it. He had 2 men on him. Still took the mark, and here he is. About 30 metres out, 35 metres out. Not much of an angle on that. And he's put it right through the middle. So Warners Bay moved to 8 goals, 19. 67 points to Nelson's Bay, 7 goals, 9, 51. Now it's a 16-point lead here. And I think at this stage of the game, that's not a big lead to have in this quarter, especially with a what I consider to be at least a 5-goal breeze. And that's the breeze that Nelson Bay have in this last quarter. It's the 24-minute mark here now. 24-minute mark of the game. Umpire Sullivan comes in, put the ball down. There's the bounce. McGregor Clark. Williams gets a big knockout, but it goes straight to Higgins. Higgins gets it away to Birdie's captain. But good mark there by Andrew Harrison out there on the back flank for Warners Bay. He goes, directs play across to the centre. Finds Williams just out from the centre. Brings the ball right across the other side of the ground. Changes direction. Luff's there. Oh, hit heavily. Ball knocked out in play. Spencer's there. Spencer goes for the pass, and it's a good pass to White, but he can't handle it. Comes out by, I think it's Gavin Ford, yeah, who gets the kick down. Phillips is there. Down to Spencer. Spencer in front. And Spencer's been held when he wasn't in possession, and he's been given the free kick on this left wing. Gets the ball up, gets up high, but there's no Nelson Bay players there. The only players who got there is Williams. Russell Williams puts the big kick in, brings it right back into Warners Bay forward line. And that had to be a free kick to Metcalf. David Metcalf there on the left forward flank position for Warners Bay. He'll put this ball right into the forward line, goes for the torpedo, wobbles around, couldn't be marked by the Nelson Bay player. Kicked it over his head. Doesn't take the necessary time to line that one up. and puts us through for the minors score only. Luff quickly gets the ball back into play, goes out to his captain coach in Bird. He's hit from all directions, but he's been paid the mark. One hurt Bird. I think he's tough as a house brick, this bloke. Here he goes. Gets the big kick in. Out onto the right wing. Ball comes to ground. Morrison can't do anything, or Morris can't do anything with it. Gets the handball away finally. Tapped out by one of the Warners Bay players. Good handball back again. I think that's Craig Harrison. He puts in the long kick, but it's offline again. No, it's not. He's drilled it right through the middle. And the big Warners Bay crowd here are pretty pleased about that. And I think they'll need these goals too. 26-minute mark of the third quarter. And the game's calmed down a little bit from what we saw in that second quarter, with that big flare-up of all those players. Warners Bay, 9 goals, 20. As Williams comes out, big kick. Luff gets position. They're going to touch it though. She's run through for the minor score. Didn't bounce the right way for him. So that's 9 goals, 21, 75 points to 7 goals, 9, 51 points. A lead of lead of 24 points here. The ball's out there on the wing position, right-hand wing position, and knocked out of bounce, and we'll get a throw in there. 27 minutes gone in this quarter, and as I said, 24-point lead. It's a 4-goal lead, and Warners Bay might be hoping that's going to be enough to save them. They're throwing the ball there from, I think it was Morris, yes, from Spencer. Played a tenacious little game for a little player. Been in everything, gets his kick. Not a long kick, and the Nelson Bay players just aren't getting in front for those short kicks against this breeze. Comes through, Flanagan gets the handball out, but it's Phillips. Phillips backs up from Nelson's Bay, goes straight down the middle. On his own there, Nelson Bay player in Edward Lowe. Lowe's going to go back and have a long kick at this. I don't know if they've got any height up there, but he's gone out short, and he's found White. Yeah, Pat White, very elusive in that forward line. He just drifted in out of nowhere, and the short kick was on, and it's brought him another 20 metres closer to the goals. He's still a long way out. He won't make the distance here. And there's the siren to end the third quarter here in this 1988 Newcastle Football League Grand Final. He's going to have his kick, White, but I very much doubt if he'll make that distance. Here it goes. He's gone the torpedo punt. No, it's off the side of the boot. It's out of bounds on the full. And that's the end of the third quarter as the players come in. And the scores at three-quarter time, 9 goals, 21. Warners Bay, 75 points. Nelson's Bay points, or 4 straight goals. And we'll wait and see how we go and how this Nelson Bay side can rally with the win in the last quarter.
We're away in the final quarter. The ruck's ineffectual. Warners Bay try to get a kick. It's a little kick. Knocked out of the hands of the Warners Bay player. Warners Bay push it forward again. Held to the player, yes. Umpire Richard Judd's going to bounce the ball. Still in the centre of the ground. Warners Bay move it out into the dead pocket over that side of the ground. I think they've got the instructions. Keep it in that dead pocket. Ball's moved back in the centre half region. Centre half forward region is taken by Hayden Luff. Kicked across the ground. Warner's Bay got possession. Nice hand pass to a man in the clear, and he kicks it into the dead pocket again. The mark's dropped by Nelson's Bay, and we'll hand over to the senior officiating commentator.
Thanks, Russ. That's Russ Taylor, our guest commentator here, as we see the mark there by Mark Bain. Good mark in the centre of the ground there for Warner's Bay. You put the ball long, you have to go long into this breeze. And another good mark there. And he's paid it. A mark there to Craig Harrison. It was very close to a 50-metre penalty, but it was in the mark, and it wasn't late to tackle. Craig Harrison, he's got the ball, a good 50 metres out from goals. Puts the ball up, the wind gets hold of it, takes it out on the side, luffs up there, knocked out, and it's out of bounds in Warner's Bay in their left forward flank position there. We'll see umpire Linton with a throw in. There's the throw in. There's the throw in. Who's got it? Bird, I think it is. Yeah, Bird gets the ball. Big kick into the centre of the ground. No, it wasn't Bird. There's Bird contesting the ball with Morris. Does it well. Brings the ball down. They're up. There's White. And Warner's Bay player holds the ball down. Lucky not to be paid a free kick against him, Warner's Bay player. That was Mark Harrison. Umpire Judd puts the ball down. Knockout by Warner's Bay. Ball's held to the Warner's Bay player, just as Bird takes the ball off him, and we'll get another ball up. Well, Nelson Bay desperate to get some goals on the board right now. There's the bounce down from umpire Judd. And it's going to be let roll over the boundary line, and we'll have umpire Webster with the throw in there. There's the boundary throw in, deep in this left forward pocket for Nelson's Bay. Bird in front, can't do anything with it. Gets it out to Rankin. Rankin gets the ball down. Two Nelson Bay players get on top of each other and spoil. Spencer gets it out. There's Rankin again with the ball. He gets it out, but it goes straight to Anthony Rogers for Nelson Bay, who plays on stupid football. We see Berg gets the ball, pushes it out there, goes the way of Metcalf. Metcalf, he's tackled. Phillips, handballs it straight into the hands of Gavin Ford. He's tackled and gets the handball away, but too late. Took too long to get rid of the ball. Well tackled by Phillips. There's the kick. Long kick. Well marked by Rogers. Rogers steadies on the wing, and he's going to go back and have a look downfield. There's the big kick. Directs it into the centre half forward position. Up to White. No mark. Ball to ground. Spencer runs onto the ball. Picks it up. Not 10 metres. It paid to Harrison. It was a gutsy mark, and he gets the ball out. Finds his captain and Macey. Macey's off. There's the kick, a good kick down into his down on his wing, on this left wing here. We don't have a number 38 for Warner's Bay. Big kick by Bain, right up into the full forward line. But well marked by Pettit. Pettit now drives it out into the hands of Rogers. Rogers goes long out to Pat White. The ball knocked out of his hands by Harrison, Mark Harrison, and pushed over the boundary line, and we'll have a throw in there on Nelson Bay's forward flank on the right hand side. There's the throw in. Mitrovic gets the tap, but it goes out to Flanagan. Flanagan knocks the ball forward, and it's gone out of bounds again. And we'll have another throw in, same position, Right forward flank position for Nelson's Bay. There's the throw-in. Ball comes over the back. Morrison gets his boot to it. Nicely taken by Craig Harrison for Warners Bay. He puts the ball up, but nicely positioned is Troy Luff. Marking deep in defence. He'll go big with his kick, and he's found his captain or looking for him at the centre position. The umpire calls play on it. It was touched. He turns and twists, finally gets his kick to it, looking for Luff again. And that's Hayden Luff. Very good mark there, gutsy mark. He's got to go long, got to get that ball down to their forward line. And there's the kick. Not marked, ball came out, White's got it, gets the handball over. The handball over to Lowe, and Lowe's been decked, thrown to the ground after the ball went. The umpire is just checking with the goal umpire to see what the score was. It was only a point, so he's giving the player the opportunity of having another kick, and I think he'll take that. And he's going to take another kick, I think. The umpire can convince him that that's the best thing to do. Well, he's only 15 metres out. You can see the angle. It's fairly tight. The wind's blowing right across him. There goes the kick. But he hasn't done any better second time around. And it's still the minus score. Nelson Bay desperately needing a goal here. 8 minutes into the last quarter. And still 23 points behind. Here's the kick out from Warners Bay. Goes short. Finds his player in Scott Morgan. Morgan kicks out to the right flank. And well marked by Morris. Morris gets it over to Flanagan. Flanagan down the wing. Finds a running Metcalf. Metcalf away. Big kick down into the forward line there. But right in that forward flank, we see Troy Luff. The Warners Bay player just wouldn't come off the mark, and rightly so. Umpire Sullivan's given him a 50-metre penalty, brought him right back, right into the centre of the ground. The Troy Luff, what can he do with it from here? Kick was not a good one. Went straight to Macey. Macey plays on, gets it over to Craig Harrison. Harrison through the centre half forward position with the kick. Gets it up there. It looks like Phillips, I think. But Phillips has been held. Yes, been held by the Warners Bay player. And he's going to get the free kick. That was Mark Bain who was holding him. And Phillips to take the kick. Bring Nelson Bay out of attack. There's a big kick right out into their wing. Ball's on the ground, knocked out. Danny Unthank gets the ball out, over to Spencer. Spencer with the handball, back to Spencer. But the ball's gone the way of Metcalf. Metcalf gets it over to a running Robert Mead. Mead up their wing. But it's Pettit there for Nelson Bay. Brings the ball back into their forward line. And strong in defence is Metcalf. And he's been tripped after he marked that ball, and he's been penalised and given a 50-metre penalty by umpire Judd. And that's going to bring him right up to the centre of the ground, right up on the wing position, the true wing position there. So we see David Metcalf with the ball for Warners Bay. What'll he do with it? Big kick, but the wind's holding that up. A lot of players there. Comes out from Troy Luff. He's away with the ball. Gets the big kick. Down to Troy Luff. Oh, sorry, that was his brother Hayden putting that ball. One brother to the other. The true centre half forward position here for Nelson Bay. Dead in front. We see Troy Luff. 45 metres out, but with a strong breeze. Here comes the kick. What can he do with it? It's a nice looking kick, but I think it's swung about. No, it hasn't. It's a goal. And that's the first major on the board for Nelson Bay in this final quarter. That takes them to 8 goals, 9, 57, 58 points. So they close the gap a little bit, but gee, they need to get a few more goals on the board as we pass the 11-minute mark of this, the final quarter. Both sides still full of runners, so the pressure hasn't eased and the fitness level seems to be standing up on both sides. Umpire Sullivan with the bounce down in the centre of the ground. It's Williams gets the knockout for Warners Bay. But it's Nelson Bay that come out with the ball through their captain coach Bird. Over to Troy Luff. Swings onto his right foot. Big boot. But hasn't found a score with the ball drifting out of bounds over the line on the full, right next to the point post on the left-hand side of the goals. So we'll see John Deverill for Warners Bay to bring the ball back onto play. It's been a pretty even ruck contest here between Russell Williams and Dennis Milenkovic. Here's the kick out. No one can mark it. Spencer comes out of the pack with the ball. They're both fighting for it. And good decision by the umpire then. Ball, Spencer had the ball. And grabbed by Macey. Milenkovic gets that tap, knocks it out of bounds. And umpire Webster to throw the ball in here, dead in front of the commentary position and in front of the main grandstand here at number 1 Sports Ground, Newcastle. There's the throw in. Williams gets the knockout there, but it's Spencer again down in the bottom of that, and ball finally knocked out of bounds right in front of us here, and boundary umpire to throw the ball again back into play. Milenkovic and Williams go the knock. This time Milenkovic, it's Hayden Luff gets the kick out over to his brother Troy, and he's held that mark. Got up high, took the mark over Rankin, and he can make the distance. He made it with the last kick, and he should make it again this time. The wind's more favourable with him. It's right behind his back. There's the kick. It's long, but it's offline, and it's through for the minus score only. Well, they desperately need another goal on the board, Nelson Bay. John Deverill to bring the kick back into play. Which side's he going to go? He goes short on the right-hand side. And there's an easy mark for the big Williams, big ruckman for Warners Bay. Puts it upfield. And finally the ball's ran over the boundary line by David Metcalf, and we'll see a boundary throw in on the right flank position for Nelson's Bay. Williams goes up, gets the ball out. It's down on the ground there, and Flanagan, I think it was, down there, but there's a free kick on the way of Nelson's Bay. This is the unknown player. His jumper's not in the fixture. White's down there, tries to get it out. Over to Unthank. He gets it across to number 11, Andrew Higgins, that is, for Nelson's Bay, and his kicks Australian, and another. Again, we see the minor score being registered. Well, they really do need to put a goal on the board, Nelson Bay, to get back in this game. It's no good kicking points at this stage of the game as we go into the 15-minute mark. So we're looking at the halfway mark of this final quarter, and Hayden Luff. The kick was meant there for Macey from Warners Bay, but Luff squeezed his body in nicely, took the mark, held it long enough for the umpire. Good mark. And we'll just wait and see what he can do with this kick. Here he comes. Well, not well directed. Who's up there? And it came number 7 for Danny Unthank. I think it was. Or was it number 17? I think it was. No, it was Ashley Bellman. Ashley Bellman, an opportunist goal there. Grabbed it out of the pack. It was Andrew Harrison that flew high in the goal square. Couldn't hold the ball. You've got to hold them on a day like today. Beautiful, fine, dry day. Perfect playing conditions for football. Probably could be a bit better if that breeze wasn't so strong. But that was the goal they needed, Nelson's Bay. as we see the bounce, and Craig Harrison come out again. He's got the ball, plays the ball in front of him, gets tackled well, picked up by Nelson Bay player, puts it out there. Delaney's onto it. Delaney gets the handball across, gets it over to Harrison, Mark Harrison that is, gets it down, but it's Phillips, I think. Yeah, Jeffrey Phillips for Nelson Bay in defence. Gets the big kick, goes towards the centre of the ground, heads towards Hayden Luff. He pulls the ball in but can't control it. Knocked out of Macey's hands for Warners Bay, but he gets hold of the ball again, gets his kick away. And not a well-directed kick, but Warners Bay player in Mark Delaney, Stephen Blinko was in the right position to take that mark. Kicks it down. And here's a player who hasn't done much all day for Warners Bay, but chips in Simon Denham to take a well-timed mark. He's about 35 metres out. Left forward flank position for Warners Bay. Looks a nice looking kick. A nice looking kick, and he's put it right through the middle. And that's what Nelson Bay didn't need at this time. And that will give him some heart. That will give Warners Bay a great deal of heart. That goal, as we are at the 7.5-minute mark of the final term. Well, 10 goals, 21. 81 points to 9 goals, 12, 66. There's the bounce in the middle of the field by umpire Judd. Williams gets it out, over to Spencer. Looked like he was taken high in that tackle. He's only a small man, and they're going to grab him continually around the head. There's his kick. It's a good kick from Spencer, deep down into their forward line. Good play there by Deverill to get the ball out clear for Warners Bay. Macey can't do anything with the ball, and finally we see the ball going out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw in. It's the right forward flank position there for Nelson Bay. They need to get that ball back into their scoring zone. High tackle there applied to Robert Burge for Warners Bay, and he'll take the free kick. On Warners Bay right back flank. There's the kick down to the wing position, and ball knocked over. Bird went for it. Bit easy, but he gets the push in the back. Watered the free kick from umpire Judd. A clear push in the back. Bird goes. Not a good kick. Straight into the arms of Williams for Warners Bay, who puts a big kick back up into Warners Bay forward line. Ball's on the ground. 3 or 4 players there. Finally, it looks like Phillips who comes out with it, knocks it forward. Players going in very strongly. Comes out to Unthank. He gets a handball over to a running Nelson Bay player. Left foot kick there. Down to Troy Luff. Can he swing back on it? There's 3 defenders there. It's finally Williams who drops the ball, tackled, and it's called play on. Plays the advantage. Poorly directed kick, and it's Deverill gets the kick, and poor kick from Deverill that time. Goes about 20 metres around the boundary and out of bounds. Here's the throw in. Harrison and Milinkovic go for the ball. Ball comes down. Luff gets it, hooks it around. Should have been marked then by the Warners Bay player. Poor play, but it's backed up by Terry Tamplin. Finds their captain in Macey. Macey there in the forward on Warners Bay back flank. He goes across the field towards the centre. A lucky bit of play. We see Craig Harrison dash, beautiful dash down the ground, and ball dropping right into the hands of the Warners Bay player. Well, that was great football from Craig Harrison. Bounced the ball 3 times. Ran 35 metres, got his kick. Kick dropped short. Right into the hands of, can't pick up the player, but it's not a bad looking kick. Wait for it. Wind's taken it away, and it's 1 point only. They put a lot of points on the board in this game, Warners Bay. 10 goals, 22, 82 points. 9 goals, 12, 66. There's the kick out from Phillips. Goes more or less straight up the centre. Takes the mark, Captain Coach Bird. He's looking for White. Over the head of White. Edward Lowe can't do anything with it. Knocked out by Harrison. Delaney gets his kick to it. Goes up there. It's Williams, it goes in strongly. Comes out, can't pick the Nelson Bay player. Down, there's Luff. Good contest for Luff and Morrison. Knocked over the boundary line by Andrew Harrison there, and we'll have a boundary line throw in right in front of the commentary position. Well, time's running out, I feel, for Nelson Bay now. There's the throw in. Clark gets the handball out from that ruck. Cross to Maloney. Maloney with a handball. He gives it to Harrison. That's Andrew Harrison. Gets the kick up. But Nelson Bay player there at centre half forward takes the mark. He looks for Troy Luff. But again, we see Deverell come out from his fullback position. Still got the ball. Ducks around Luff. Puts it down in the wing position. Warners Bay seem full of running. Nice handball across to Metcalf. Metcalf gets his kick down. And well marked by Denham. Denham, I think he's playing in the centre half forward position now. Long way out from goals. Here's the kick. Doesn't go too long. Unthank takes the ball for Nelson Bay off the ground. Phillips misses it. Nelson Bay, I think it was Delaney got that ball up there, but timely mark there for Nelson Bay. They need to bring it out to this left flank. 23-minute mark of the final quarter. Got about 7 minutes to go, and I'm afraid the way the game's going now, it's far too short for Nelson's Bay. We see Macey gets it over to Harrison, to Williams. Williams with a kick. We've got ball on the ground there on the wing position. Umpire Judd's going to ball the ball up. Wasn't going anywhere. Here's the ball up. Knockout by Nelson Bay. Goes straight to the Warners Bay player in Mark Harrison, who puts it straight to Bird, captain of Nelson's Bay. He gets it across to Hayden Luff in the true centre position. Hayden Luff goes big, straight down the ground, looking for his brother Troy. Troy's up, can't mark. Well marked by Morris. Andrew Harrison again comes out of the centre half back position, straight up to Macey, who's in the centre of the ground. He goes off, right foot kick, goes up, not held by Delaney, and a big kick down there. Should have marked it or attempted to mark. They didn't, knock it down. Ball comes out, Morgan to Blinko, and in the end, it's Robert Mead taken high in that tackle. Sorry, not Mead, it's... He gets the ball out. Nice short pass out to Stephen Blinko. There we see Blinko. Blinko goes short. They're going to play Keepham's off here. And the mark's taken there by Robert Burge. Burge on the wing position for Warners Bay. I would say Nelson Bay probably got a feeling that this game's out of their grasp now. As another good mark, Mark Harrison taking that mark there on the Warners Bay forward flank area. Puts it up into the forward line. Good handball out. Mrs. Denham with the runs on here. John Sheehan, or is it Anthony Rogers? Anthony Rogers still kicking the ball around and manages to soccer the ball right around to the wing position there. So in the middle of the ground on the right wing. Good crowd here today for this 1988 Newcastle Australian Rules Football Grand Final. Here's the throw in, centre wing. Clark gets the ball, takes the handball. Nicely hand passed out to Spencer for Nelson's Bay. Ball bounces in no man's land. Troy Lofts there. He can't handle the ball, but finally does get onto it. Swings around onto his left boot. Gets the big kick. It is a big kick too. It's a beautiful kick, and it's right through the middle from 45 metres out, and I think it's still too late now for Nelson's Bay as we see the 26-minute mark of this game coming up. Probably have about 5 minutes of time on to play. And that's 10 goals, 12 now, Nelson's Bay. That's 72 points to Warners Bay, 10 goals, 22, 82. So Warners Bay at the moment, if the scoreboard's correct, and I think it is, it's a 10-point lead to Warners Bay. There's the bounce in the middle of the ground by umpire Judd. Both ruckman up. No one gets the better of the knock. Ball comes Warners Bay way, but it's Nelson Bay mark. If it wasn't a mark, it was being held by one harm by Delane, by Ford. There's the kick down to Luff. Can't do anything with it. Good play by Robert Mead coming out of the back line. He puts it down. Clark comes through. Well tackled, but high. High was the call from umpire Sullivan. Here's the kick from Clark. Goes big. Centre of the ground to the centre half forward position. Packer players go up. Kicked off the ground there by Deverell. And it's gone out to that right forward flank position for Nelson's Bay. And we'll see a throw in again in that position. Here's the throw in. Clark's up there. Come out by Spencer's got it. He's tackled. The ball knocked out. Caught with the umpire said holding the ball. Took too long. Goes to Robert Mead. Mead goes short. Gets it over his captain Macey. Not quite on the true wing position. Macey looking for a player downfield. Finds him in Robert Burge. Burge, big kick. Down he goes. There's Denham out there. Phillips is chasing him. Puts across the handball. Over to Terry Tamplin. Tamplin gets it up. And a good mark. But good mark. Good mark to the Warners Bay player. Looked the mark from here. And the umpire said it was a mark from where he was. About 35 metres out. And this will be the nail in the coffin if Craig Harrison can slot this one through the middle. 10 points down. And this will put him 16 points. And that means 3 goals. Here comes the kick. Craig Harrison doesn't do it. 1 point only. So that's 11 points. 2 kicks in it for Nelson Bay if they're good enough. The 29-minute mark of this game. There can't be too much time in it left now. There's the kick out from Phillips. Good kick. Nearly to the centre wing position. But there's the siren. That's the end of the game. And it's all over for 1988. As umpire Sullivan indicates full time. A well-deserved victory to Warners Bay. And a great game of football. Well played by Nelson's Bay. They'd be disappointed second year in a row that they've come out losers in the grand final. Last year to Williamtown. This year to Warners Bay. Couldn't produce the goods in the last quarter. And there we see a victorious Warners Bay team and their supporters. And the umpires leaving the ground. And they've done a good job. It's been fairly difficult for them at times. The second quarter, we had nearly an all-in brawl with a lot of players involved in it. And they've kept control of this game very, very well. As you can see, Nelson Bay players, they're very dejected, but that's the way of it. And just clapping the umpires off the ground. Umpire Judd and Sullivan, boundary umpires Webster and Linton, and the goal umpires just coming into the centre now to confer. Williamson and Hoare. Well, probably deservedly so that Warners Bay did end up winning the grand final. They were the minor premiers and justified win. So that's it for me, David Mustard, for 1988.
That's it. I've wrapped up. I've signed off.
I've signed up.
That was a really good game. We know.
New ball being used at the start of each quarter. Sylvanic's back. Did he have it? Love it. Look for
But I can't take away from Warner's Bay their success throughout this season. And to the boat clubs, I would particularly like to thank you for what you've done in the second to the last two quarters, because the game was played in those quarters as the public and the people would expect. It was well played, and I congratulate you all. There were players. Outstanding having regard to the difficulty of having to wear glasses on the field, and I congratulate him. This trophy that I'm holding up at the present time is well in excess of 100 years old. It is the Black Diamond Trophy, and Warner's Bay, you have deserved to win it today. It was first presented.
Very worried half line. I'm also proud to be captain today, and also very proud of the other nine.
Congratulations to Warner's Bay. They were the best side today, and they thoroughly deserved their victory. Congratulations.
A pool with a 10-year warranty backed by BHP and pay only $35 a week.
I can afford, you can afford a Blue Haven pool.
Visit a Blue Haven Pool and Spa Display Centre now.
Scimitar presents Top Gun, the real story, a thrilling new home video. Fly with the Navy's air to combat. From the safety of your own home, watch America's top fighter pilots train with very real dangers. Experience flight at twice the speed of sound on Top Gun, the real story, the home video you'll never forget. Plus, there's more. Ask for blood, sweat and gears, curb dogs, low-impact aerobics, karate rock and BMX freestyle. The video of your choice, only $19.99 from Scimitar.
And welcome back to Seoul. First day of 16 days of glory from the Seoul Olympic Games. And in 1972, the Soviet Olga Korbut changed the face of her sport when she not only impressed the judges, but she captivated her audience. Olga was followed 4 years later by an even bigger star in gymnastics, Nadia Comaneci. The score of 10 was introduced to the world in Montreal. Well, 4 years ago, it was Mary Lou Retton's turn. Tomorrow, the gymnastics competition commences in Seoul, and one of the front runners is the Romanian Aurelia Dobre, who last year won the World Championship with this brilliant floor routine.
They are the most gorgeous things, aren't they, those gymnasts? They're like tiny sparrows, and each Olympic Games, it seems a new one sort of drops out of the nest.
That's, I think, the definition of perfect, Mike. That was absolutely superb. Really has had an injury. I was talking to Peter Dowdall and Frances Crampton yesterday. She's been injured, hasn't been training all that well, but she has picked up in the last 24 hours, so a real hot shot for the gold medal. The Russians are very strong. It's going to be a shootout between the Romanians and the Russians.
Yep, and of course the Bulgarians with the rhythmic gymnasts, they certainly produce them, don't they, that part of the world?
Apparently there's an unbelievable girl in rhythmic gymnastics from Bulgaria. We're looking forward to seeing her. The men start tomorrow, so that'll be great. There's an outstanding Soviet who had his leg broken in 44 places, who's back again, going for another gold medal. He's a world champion from 1987, so he'll be the man to watch tomorrow.
Okay, well, one of the girls out at the diving's just had a bit of bad luck. A Korean girl, too, would you believe, in front of the home crowd. She's had a no dive. Let's go back out to the pool with Don Wagstaff and Steve Foley and see what happened.
Thanks, Mike. We're seeing Elena Miroshina at the bottom of the pool. She's just performed her last dive, and it really was quite a sensation from Lee from Korea, who had 2 attempts at an arm stand, came down on both and had a 0 score. But here's Elena Miroshina.
Well, she's doing the most difficult back twisting dive you can do, a back 1.5 to 3.5 twist, but she's just lined it up a mile too early and left it really short, and that's a disastrous finish for Elena. That's going to drop her way back.
Well, 3.5s to 5s, 43.20. It'll drop her back, but she'll still stay in the top 12 positions. Steve, we're seeing a bit of faltering going on here. Is this going to occur in the final tomorrow, do you think?
Yes, I wonder. You know, normally they have their best dive to last so that when the pressure's on, you can do a good one.
Right, Ildiko Kellerman from Hungary.
She's been really consistent tonight. Not a difficult dive to finish on. 1.5 to 2 twist. Has executed it very, very well. And I wouldn't be surprised, although she's got a simple list, that she makes the finals.
Yeah.
And the main reason being nice and consistent. Here we go. Not a very strong jump, but beautifully executed. Nice twist. Comes around, dives it in, just a little bit short of vertical.
So the girls and women trying the harder dives, some of them have come unstuck, and someone doing the old list, the easier dives, is going to come through with 51 points. Now that should keep her, get her in that top 12.
Should be one right up near the top there for sure.
Canada's hope on her last dive, Deborah Fuller. Sister Wendy has really faltered quite a bit tonight, and she won't make the cut-off, but can Debbie make it?
Well, Debbie's got the back 1.5 somersault with 2.5 twist, and she's hanging on to 10th place. So she needs a good one to assure herself a place in the finals. And I think she'll do it. She's a great competitor, this girl. Really concentrating. Good jump. Well, that's a good finish. Lost her legs just a little bit, but that's a great dive, and I think she'll be there tomorrow morning in the women's final. When the pressure's on, she's done a good dive here. Another nice jump, beautiful twist. Legs coming apart just a fraction, but what a great finish. And that should score very highly.
When the going gets tough, that's what we've seen here. The experienced divers come to the fore.
It's a great dive by the Commonwealth Games champion.
Yeah, 7s and 7.5s for 62.16. She may even move up from 8th position. Into the hot tub for a nice relaxing break.
I might do that afterwards, Don.
Veronica Ribot from Argentina.
Well, Veronica's been diving sensational tonight, and she's lying in 8th position. Now, she's got a back 2.5 pike, very difficult dive, but it's one of her favourite. Let's see how it goes. Pressure's on. It's slow. Oh, what a sensational finish. Excellent dive by Veronica, and she has performed excellent here tonight.
How do they get in the water so well on these backward entries? It's amazing.
Well, you can see her wrists well taped up. As they come around, they grab their hands as they come out of their spin, and they turn it out flat, so the force of the water hits flat hand. There it is. And it really takes a strain on the wrist, but if it's performed correctly, they'll go in that water with very little splash. What a great performance by Veronica.
7s and 7.5s for 63.51. Next up, last dive from East Germany, Silke Abicht.
Well, she's been really performing well, lying 6th at this stage. Very difficult dive, front 3.5 in the pike position. Ooh, a little short in the tower. Oh, yes. I think that'll see her into the final. Landed quite short on the tower. I could see you saw that, Don, with your ooh and ahs.
I was a bit worried, but she's put a chamois on the end of the platform, so really it is still a little slippery.
Yes, the divers must be worried about the surface. You can see the chamois there. She landed it almost a foot short.
Well, 15 centimetres, I was going to say.
Right, okay, well, I'll say 12 inches, but once again, she's straight into the final. Heavy on the water, but she's performed very well.
Around 6s for 54 points, no problem.